Good evening, everyone. We are a little behind today. It's raining really hard here in Oregon, so Good evening, everyone. Oops, Kelly, it's on. I see it. Yeah,
Too.
raining really hard. Ooh, a little behind. Let me make that mute. But yes, I was saying that it's raining really hard here in Oregon. It's crazy. Um, as I was kind of like getting ready and trying to like set up my computer, all you can hear is just like rain coming down. So it's kind of crazy. Callie got stuck in a little bit of traffic as well because of all the rain. Like people, I swear, it's like people, we live here and like people still feel like they don't know how to drive in the rain. It's
Well, then I have to go across the bridge, and that is always problematic. But we reached 16,000 followers today.
Yay! I know. Thanks everybody for all of the follows, the shares, and the likes. We really appreciate it. I know we've been kind of stagnant at 15,000 for a little bit because Callie and I haven't been as active because we took the summer off, but we are so excited to be back. And within like a couple weeks, we reached 16,000. So thank you guys so much for the follow and just kind of sharing our content and sharing your thoughts about our crazy content sometimes, some of the stuff we create. So we really appreciate it. If you are on live with us, please say hi. Let us know where you're watching us from. We'd love to do shout outs at the beginning of the show. So let us know. Kelly's sharing. I'm going to go on and share. If you are on live, go and help us share as well. We have an amazing show tonight. Again, we are doing this little like series with Maiyia Vwj's new album that's dropping in November during Thanksgiving weekend. And we are interviewing her directors and producers from her music video. So it's been really exciting to just kind of talk to everyone and kind of see how they got involved and stuff like that. So we have a awesome show tonight. We got one of her we have one of her directors on today. So tune in, engage with us. We've got Mufu Hyung says, "What happened? Are we on Hmong time?" Yes,
my fault. I'm sorry.
We are today. We are on Hmong time today. Sorry. Yes.
But I'm glad you guys are paying attention.
Y'all. Hi from Minnesota. Hello. Be Green says hashtag HelloFresh. Okay. Go make char from California. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got Anna Law from Sacramento. Hello. Okay, so Be Greens is from California. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. You're so funny.
Aww.
So Judy says, "Can I just say that I really like StacE and Yasmi together? I never see them together anymore nowadays, but best of luck to the both ladies." Yes, I like them together as well. Their energy is just unmatched, I tell ya. We're almost gonna get started here. Kelly's almost done sharing. I'm gonna go share my page because I've been talking. I have not done that. So if you are live with us, say hi. Let us know where you're watching us from. Please help us share. That is a really good way to support us. It makes a huge difference. So please like and share our stuff and our content. That makes a big difference.
And it's free.
Yes, and it's free.
Are you sharing to the Are you sharing to Gu
Hmong? I can't. Well, I've been talking, so I haven't, but I will.
Okay. Because now I'm a member of that group.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I think Alan invited me or something. Yeah. So, but I'll let you share into that group.
Okay.
Hi, Paisy.
Let's see, in group.
Oh, yes, it's totally my fault for coming on late today. And Stacy is in the Midwest, so she is being a trooper, and I know it's late, but we are so glad that you guys are spending some time with us this evening. She had a lot of fans, so that was exciting to just see the support for her. And
Yeah.
sounds like she's, gone through a lot and has a lot of experience in the Hmong entertainment industry. So super excited to have her on with us.
Yeah. Why don't you just bring her on, do your intro? I don't think there's anything new that we have to update people on. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, did we say our names?
I don't know. I don't remember. We were getting so bad at that. I think we're just so used to just kind of like coming in and talking. But
we just assume that you guys know us.
Yes. If you are new to our page and new to following us, I am one of the co-hosts. I'm Olivia.
I'm Callie.
And there you go, Kelly. I think you could do the intro now.
So that is it for that part.
That's it.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have Madame StacE with us here today, and she has been in the entertainment business for over or since, I want to say 20 years, but it's actually the early 2000s. So is that 20? That is 20 years. Is she even old enough to be like
we can ask her when she comes on.
Anyway, she looks super young, but she's danced, she's sung, she's modeled, she's acted, and now she's producing and directing. And so really excited to kind of see, just her growth and being on behind in front of the lens and then behind the lens. And so with that, we are going to bring her on.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you two?
Good. Thank you. We know it's late over there, so thank you for making time for us.
It's okay.
Okay, so obviously you've got a lot of people, you've got a lot of fans, you have done a bunch of stuff. So let's just kind of dive right in and have you tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am 26 years old. I am born in the Chinese zodiac of the rat, or the horoscope of the Taurus. I love pho and I love sushi. I love to wear edgy black clothing because I love to style it with accessories and jewelry. And I have a 6-year-old daughter that drives me nuts.
When's your birthday?
May 16th.
Oh, mine's May 11th.
So close together.
Come back to Minnesota next year.
I'm coming back next month.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to celebrate early.
Yes. Before we go on, can you tell, I'm curious, Madame StacE, I feel like is that an alter ego?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So my full real name is Khob Xwb, and my dad, he kind of just left my middle name as an S. And he just said, well, whenever you grow up, you can choose like whatever name you want for your middle name. And I was like, legally that doesn't really work, but I'll do it anyways. So StacE is like my clubbing polite name back then. So and after like going through like my really bad marriage, I just threw Madame in front of it because people, like when you're a divorcee in the Hmong community, like you're just so disrespected. Like you become like a sex object. So when we put Madame in front of any woman's name, it's like, whoa, who's that? So that's how Madame StacE came to be.
I love it.
I love that. And I said that going out real.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. So did you ask you did, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So before we jump into, everything that you've done in the entertainment business, what is your 9 to 5? What do you do outside of that?
Outside of that, I am a full-time student, currently on track to graduate for accounting. and I do real estate on the side, and I do have a part-time PCA job.
What do you not do?
I know. You make me feel lazy.
I love seeing Hmong women just like killing it. That's amazing.
Yeah. And go follow her. So do you have a page for your real estate too?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's just creative results stay small.
Okay. So go follow her on there as well.
Yes. Okay, so let's jump into this album of Maiyia, and we kind of want to know what made you decide to work on her album.
So a while back when me and Super saying, you know, we had a little time where we were drinking a lot together. Yeah. During that time, I did tell him like I had interest in going behind the camera because I've had so much experience in front of the camera. I do want to learn like how the camera works, how everything behind the camera really rolls. And as I started with Los Noj Hmo and then moving on to Ikosu with Gideon, I did tell saying I was like, hey, if you ever have a really big project, like I want to be on board too. So I knew him, Maiyia and Go, they got together. So he reached out. He's like, hey, I remember you saying that like that experience, huh? And I was like, yes. So that's how he brought me on board to Maiyia. And you know, it's Maiyia. Who doesn't want to work with Maiyia? So that's how we got to working on Maiyia's album together.
Yeah.
And so while working on her the videos, are you doing 2 music videos as well or just one?
No, I've put it together into one long short film.
Okay, awesome. So what has been your creative process? Like when you first heard that, like did you already have ideas? Did you listen to the song and then just kind of, you know, try to draw inspiration from that, or how did you go about that?
Well, we actually didn't get to hear the music yet because the album stopped there. But Sang did pitch to me like a couple months before we started shooting. So 그때 다가 몸long Maiyia's first and second album to 그때 masyado music video ta. So I was like, her music is very sad. So I kind of already like put all her music together in a category, and then 그때 Sato Iluchi, I already thought of a storyline. I was like, oh, okay, like I just need to find my cast. And then when her album was finally ready for us to go through, and the directors, like we fought for the music back and forth. Yeah. And then that's when I really finalized the story and the details around the music. So that was my creative process. I got a head start, I would like to say.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, so did the storyline that you created in your head after watching her or listening to her first 2 albums, did it match up with the song that you picked in her 3rd album?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So you did get a good head start.
Yes.
Do you feel like you working in front of the camera like has kind of made you think about things a little bit differently, or like like your cast's experience and stuff like that? Does that affect how you direct at all, you think?
Yes, it definitely does, because I feel like the way everyone directs or everyone's journey through life is so different that the way I direct is how people would see through my eyes. So me being in front of the camera, that's me acting for another storyline. That's how you act right? But then when it's my story, then it's really different because I've had a really I always say this, but I do have like a really dark past, and it's just the way I would tell the story. I feel like it's a little bit more different than most people would.
Yeah. So I had asked this question to PD Rock and Jack when they were on about like casting. How did you go about doing that? Did you just like find people that you already knew, or you connected, or how did you go about casting the people for your little segment?
I really like to open the platform out to new actors and actresses. We always use our friends, you know? So I always open up the platform. But then the thing is, when you open up the platform, nobody inquires. Like nobody
Mhm.
comes in at all. So we
Yeah.
end up using like our friends again. So this
Mhm.
time, gumok with your friends or your support cast. And then I reached out to a couple different people that has not fully like acted or like don't have any experience.
Mhm.
I've opened up the platform to them, and hopefully everyone likes them.
Oh, so we're going to be seeing some new faces then in that
Yes.
case. That's always so exciting. And I
I
love
love
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love that you did that, because sometimes like you pink bot your look go reacts and
Mhm.
sometimes it kind of gets like not tiring to the eye, but you kind of get tired of seeing the same people. So it's
Mhm.
always nice that you've opened it up to newbies that will get to kind of love and support. So that's
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah, and just like opening opportunities, like
Hmm.
how, I mean, I think this whole conversation that, I mean, we'll ask you about the Johnny stuff, but I think so much of that is like that we do have to support each other so much, like
Yeah.
in our
Mhm.
community, even though we might not have like a big population to watch us, that just means that we have to be even like stronger together and more supportive of each other. So that's great that you're, thinking about that.
Mhm.
All right. So how was it interpreting someone else's song? Do you have creative freedom?
Yes. Thank goodness they let us be very creative. It's basically like open.
Yeah.
They didn't originally, I believe we were going to stick to the Halloween theme, but
Mhm.
because it was such a time crunch that Sing just opened up the entire floor for us, which is really, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
It was a good thing. But me, I feel like because I've been in entertainment for a long time, Lunje Luna, the meaning of the song, it's already there. It's just when you build all the details and put it all together, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything comes to life really well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so excited to see all the videos, y'all. Like, I'm so interested to see like what each of you have done, and kind of trying to see how you guys are telling the story, like you said, from your lens. It'll be really interesting.
And then she was just up there this past weekend, right?
Mhm, yes.
Yeah. Did you guys get to spend time with her?
Yeah, we were at Unison.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
stop
sure it was.
there.
Oh, the butt lightning came out that night.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was an awesome night.
Uh,
I love it.
okay, so talking about how you've been in the Hmong entertainment business for a long time, how do you think it has changed over the years? And then, I think maybe talk about how social media may have changed that as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
Um, honestly, it hasn't changed that much. Like it's really just because I heard it from, who did I hear it from? From, I believe it was Ning Nao that said it, that it takes 3 generations to even just make a small change.
Mhm.
And I believe that, I think Kuna Koyoko second generation song. So we are only starting. And with that, I mean like I started dancing, singing when I was what, 5, 6, 7 probably, earliest or latest. And I started out as the girl that was still singing in like the nightclubs. I was singing in nightclubs. I was singing in nightclubs, and we're still doing that. Like nothing against it, but we're still doing that. It's slowly evolving. With PD Rock, like they're slowly doing EDM events. With dancing, every couple years there's a new dance style, but then other than that, then like bitch don't change much. We are trying, we're slowly modernizing. Like I do see other artists like Kalia Universe or Tori MV, they're starting to go mainstream. I believe that it's going to take probably one more generation before we can see a full transformation.
I love that observation. I think it's a good reminder that like not to put so much pressure on us, right? Like that we have to like go big and get into mainstream just to be success, or successful. It's just like the things that we do now kind of helps elevate the next generation, hopefully. Yeah.
Callie, you want to grab some questions before we go on to the other questions?
Okay, let's do this one from Hi. So she says, how do you feel about getting to play the bad character most of the time?
You do a good job at it, though.
Honestly, I do enjoy playing the bad character. I love playing the bad character because when people see me in person, okay, I'm literally only 5 feet and 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so and I'm very petite, I'm very skinny, so I enjoy playing the bad character because I love that. And it's just good to play na probably once or twice. I don't really enjoy it because I like a stronger character, and honestly, I feel like they're gonna na okay, and that's not me. But they're gonna good and still look good. Like that's me, fierce.
That is true, y'all. Yeah, that is a very hard thing to try to cry pretty. And all right, so this other question is from Tamara. Do you plan to step back in front of the camera after achieving your academic goals?
Yes, if the storyline sticks out to me.
That's fair.
Because I feel like, I mean, I love love stories. I love happy endings, but I think so if a storyline sticks out to me and and it's not going to be a waste of my time, yes, I do really want to get back in front of the camera.
Has there been like a music video or a film where you're like, I wish I could have played that character?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Chenning's, okay, I'm just throwing it out there. Chen Zhang's most recent toxic music video. Oh, I wish I played that girl. I mean, it's just because it was like, it's a bad character. It's toxic. I'm just like, damn. Like, I wish I played her too. She did very good, but I want to do that too,
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. So anybody who is going to create someone toxic.
She is your girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to say, that's a good question.
Are you able to cry on demand? No, you have to give me probably like 30 seconds to a minute, but I can't do it like some girls. They can just.
Yeah. It's a skill, I feel like. I have to like think of something super sad or be in the moment to like, oh. So I would not be a very good actress.
I just do that trick where my eyes dry out and then I just start tearing up.
Oh, that's smart. Okay. Gashia ask, where does your inspiration come from? Acting, writing, and dancing. What emotional state of feel do you pull from, be it personal emotion or from like life in general or like a cultural evolution? Sorry if I don't make sense.
It makes sense. I think this goes back to the question of why, like, how do I feel about always playing the bad character? I believe it's because from my past marriage, and I feel like I've locked away that part of me, like the very sad, emotional part of me, to where I can't play I can't cry no more. So most of it really pulls from most of my acting and my writing, dancing, it pulls from that really dark side. That's like what Tinya play the Polaisna, you know, 'cause I felt like during those dark times I had no power. I felt so stuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for the stars. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all have been sending stars tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, so the meat of the question we've been asking all of the directors as they come on. Obviously, we saw this post go viral from Jummy, and we really want to get your thoughts on it. Since you've been in the entertainment industry, you've been an artist, as they call it, right? And so, in case Jummy, I'm gonna read her post again, and then I want you to kind of just give us your thoughts on that comment, okay? So she says, I'd like to say something very honest to the younger generation. Sometimes people say to go after your dreams, etc., which is great, but I would also like to point out there's no money in Hmong music. Go be a dentist, a doctor, a small business owner, or anything else that can support you financially. But Hmong music cannot and have not been able to support many of the most famous singers in the history of Hmong music. Yes, have fun and learn and experience the creativity process. But again, there's no money in Hmong music. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like the generation of music that she came from, yes, okay, 100%, okay, 100% true. But like right now, I believe it just depends on the route that you take. There could be music or there could be money in Hmong music, but it depends on like how you push it. Do you just want to push it on YouTube, or are you like Korea Universe? You know, you put it on Spotify, you put it on every platform, and then you mix it up like Channing Surprise, half Hmong, half Mika. You guys start collaborating with other artists. It really just depends on the route that you take. Yo, they go okay, Hmong music, guess just like straightforward Hmong music in the Hmong community, and you only stay within that zone. You probably have to pull like money from other sources.
Mm-hmm.
But if you decide that you want to pull other ethnicities in, you want to take different routes, different platforms, you want to go on shows, The Voice, you know, there's money to be made. Just really depends, like I said, on the route you take.
Yeah. I was thinking too, since we've been kind of like asking this question of just like the way that we make money is so different now too.
Mm-hmm.
We've got like streaming platforms, which I think it definitely makes a huge difference because
Mm-hmm.
your reach is a lot more. So I'm just thinking like back in the day, like if they had all of the things that we had now, they probably can generate a ton of money
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yes.
So
because I don't know how much Yasmin makes, okay, which about how much David Ying make, but just from what I'm thinking of is that they probably she make them you know, but they probably do make probably
enough.
enough
Mhm.
enough to where 你有到空的嘛
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think that goose jacket was pretty expensive, right? So it wasn't like it was just like $1, right? It was
Yeah.
like so. But I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you. It definitely, and you know, I think for anything that other people do too, you do have to be creative and pull from different places of, you know, making money. And so it's not like you're just gonna sing and then, you know, like
Mhm.
that's your only source of revenue. I think you definitely have to, you know, do other things and be creative and hustle just like any other Mika person too, right?
Mhm.
Like any of the actors, actresses, singers, like they all hustle as well. And so, you know, it's how much work you want to put in and how much sacrifice you actually want to make. And then, yeah, like the lifestyle that you want, you know, are you
Mhm.
going to, you know, are you still having to go to McDonald's a couple times a week, or you want to eat like, you know, steak every night? I think it's a big
Mhm.
difference in what that
Steak every night is the best.
definitely.
Susan Lee had a really good comment or question here. It says, can you also talk about the support from the Hmong community and how the community views and expectations in the entertainment industry? I think this is a really important question that we can address as well.
There definitely is a lot of support in the Hmong community if you play it right. But I think picture still bongka minji call she knew she near here she could because just stigma, I feel like it's okay. The shit Japanese, it's if you're single and you do it, then you become undesirable. If you get married, they let you put it on. So I feel like and expectations, it's a double standard. Like I said, I feel like to the men, you can do more touchy feely stuff, but they are always portrayed as domestically violent. If we haven't noticed that, like it's okay to slap a guy, but it's not okay to slap a woman. There's double standards for women too. Like I said, can't do anything too intimate, or you become a slut. And we feel like always more of Hmong women portrayed as and we are always the damsel in distress. It's time for a change.
ตอนก็อย่า play ตัวเองนั่งเพลงอ่ะ
Yeah, good.
กวนเนี่ย yeah, I think community support is important. I feel like your concert I think even like Callie, I think we went to one of the ones that when Yasmi put on. Stace, you were there too. I think you
Oh
were
yeah,
emceeing.
it was all ladies. That one?
Yeah,
Yes,
like
I loved that. Oh, that was amazing.
I don't remember what year that was, but we went down there. We attended that concert, and I think you were emceeing, Stace. I'm not 100% sure because it's been a while, but I love the like women empowerment. I love like just women supporting women, and I love all the people that came. I think it was a sold out show as well. It was amazing to see. So I do feel like you're right. Depends on how you market it that you do get the support. But I also feel like there is this like the expectation piece, right? Like we're not really forgiving. Like we love to point out if someone did something bad, or it was like a not an accident, but like a mistake that maybe we're all human, but I feel like we're not as forgiving as Hmong people to our Hmong brothers and sisters in the entertainment industry. So, but that's just kind of like my view of how I see it.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You do get dragged in the mud until you do something that's like a major breakthrough, and then everybody will drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully somebody does something worse than you, and so then the attention can go to someone
Fingers
else.
crossed.
What was that?
Fingers crossed. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right, Olivia. I think that I think maybe because there's not as many stars to like pay attention to, right? I think in Mika, like like people kind of go away, and then they were people are focused on someone else. But I think in our community, there's not a whole lot of actors. There's not a whole lot of singers, right? And so if something happens, then people are kind of like, whoa, But I mean, I think David and Gloria with the Yang thing, I feel like we've moved past that. I feel like that, I mean, was kind of neat to kind of see it. I mean, I don't know if they feel like it's neat, but I feel like it's neat for them to have done that and like just bring up that conversation of what that means, like, taboo and that type of thing, but I feel like, I mean, I personally don't see them any differently, like despite that, but I guess people are different.
Yeah, like a hype. There's so few of us. There's even like less female, I guess you can say celebrity among celebrities. The call there's so few of us that I feel like all of us are put on a pedestal as a model for the whole entire Hmong community. So it was something. It sticks with you for a while.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. It's like when it's not when it's normal in like the rest of the world,
Mhm.
but it's not a norm for us. So then
Mhm.
it's like degrading almost, right?
Yes.
Like when I remembered when Yasmi was like starting to wear really like provocative clothing. And people I was like reading some of those comments. I'm like, really, people, she is freaking beautiful.
Mhm.
Like, just compliment her and leave it alone. But people, it's yeah, people have their own opinions. But I just feel like, but those things like, people wear that all the time. Like at
Mhm.
award shows, like we got people, they wear fishnets, random stuff
Mhm.
all the time. So I think for us it's not normal, but for the rest of the world it is. And I just feel like we don't do a really good job at like supporting each other in that sense of just like, this is her expressing herself versus like, oh my gosh, she looks so much like a slut, or
Mhm.
things like that. So I think we have to be better at that.
But it's so funny because like they're still buying all the cards, they're
Yeah.
still buying the subscriptions, and so it's just like,
Seriously.
okay, don't be on social media a saint and then go and do that stuff on the download.
I mean,
Because
I'm not gonna lie, I bought 2 of her decks when I went to Fresno to support her. And then I gave them away as gifts to some of the men that I know. Hopefully their wives are okay with it. But, like it's supporting her.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so we have this question from Hi. I've seen some scenes that you played that I think was really hard scenes to act, but you did an awesome job at it. I think you're one of the best Hmong girl actor. What was your hardest scene to act?
The hardest, I wouldn't say scene, the hardest film for me was the one I did with Zhonglu because Da and her entire script was in the green dialect.
Mhm.
And I practiced every single day for a whole 2 weeks just to try to at least hai lu ka tsadai, huh? So that was
Mhm.
the hardest film for me.
So did you have a script that you had to read, and you had to make sure that you read it correctly and memorize how to say certain words?
Yes, she gave
Ooh.
me a full script, but that was specifically just for me because I speak the white dialect.
Mhm.
But when we actually filmed, the other crew because or the other cast because
Mhm.
so they didn't need a script. So I
Yes.
had to sometimes I had to improvise with what I know to match what they're saying.
So, cái trò là món lẻ.
Mimisa.
Well, that's really cool though. I think that
Yeah.
is a really hard thing, especially. I think Monling to Moncla is easier, but I think
Mhm.
Easier.
Moncla to Monling is harder. So
Yes.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I have family who are green, and it's so easy for them to transition to white.
Mhm.
Whereas for me, like I hear it and I know it, but I can't say it back because I feel like I sound funny, or like I'm not saying it right,
Mhm.
or that I'm mixing white and green and it's not proper, and I don't want to be offensive. So, kudos to you for trying and getting it right. It's hard work.
All right, so
All
we
right.
have this question from Mufu. Are you formally trained in the performing arts music?
Mm, I don't know. You can decide for me, but I I did dance with Butterfly Dance Team for or the Miva until 2015, and I was vocal trained to sing by her, Mi Vang too, for about a year, and I was under her wing for 2 to 3 years. So I don't know if you would consider that formally trained, but I do know that Miva, she did win a couple competitions and awards back when she was still living in China before she came to the United States.
Yeah. I would consider that formally trained. You've got a good mentor. Yeah.
Um,
I know, I saw that one.
how does somebody? That's a good question. How does someone with no acting experience get into acting?
怎么样？做到下口来 I know you.
He just wanted his comment to be read,
Yeah,
so we read it. But
exactly.
now you got to answer because that is
Yeah,
a good
that's a good
question.
question. Yeah.
How does someone with no acting experience get into acting? Most of the time, whenever the directors or the camera people, if you follow us, we are always putting out casting calls. We're always looking for extras. We're always looking for leads. Um, I know that when we say extras, you sound like bonnet imo, huh? But sometimes when you show up on set, like our script is always changing. You might end up being like a supporting role that makes the entire thing come together. So always like if you're following us, always be on the lookout. Like when we share and we're casting, we really like tag everybody. We really share. We tell all our friends to share the post, or even like me, like you got interested, you can just message me. And when you message me, oh, I will keep you in mind. I will definitely keep you in mind. The only issue is that thật tư bé thay á, chị trong gọi lên page không á, lấy hình nếp nung đỡ chạy nếp chạy chỉ tuần à. But yeah, if you really want to get to acting, definitely just shoot us a message and we will have you on standby.
Love it. Yes, advocate for yourself. Put yourself out there. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
No one's gonna break into your house and say, "Come act for me."
Mm-hmm.
I
So,
say like networking too. Like networking is so important, especially if you're trying to like get your toes wet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I agree. Yeah, you samuke whenever it is that they're shooting, that has to be a priority for you. You can't be like, I want to do it, but I'm not available. So
yeah. Or don't say you're not good enough. Just go anyways.
yeah.
So this, you can't see, it says Facebook user, but this is from Lore V. Jeff. And so I don't know if it's a he or she, but she probably doesn't remember me, but I still have good memories of when I first saw her teach her first Hmong dance class and those silly times when I took a napping class and she painted my nails.
Is this Jeff from high school? Because
Probably.
I remember.
Yeah. And somebody had this comment, acting would be pretty awesome. I love to do so, but I am shy. What is your what's your thoughts on that? Like people who want to be out there but are maybe more introverted.
If you don't start, you're not gonna get anywhere. Like even like I was telling my lead actor and actress, I understand you're shy, but if you let that show through the camera, you're gonna look dumb. So bring your A game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Just, life is short.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So let's see.
Like
How did it feel stepping out of your comfort zone on Jelly and Go New?
Like, who is this? The dance team or the film?
Oh, that's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's from Jeff. It's from your high school friend again, Jeff. So I guess we can move on, and if they can elaborate. So
Yeah.
you don't know what they're referring to? No? Okay. All right. We'll see if they elaborate. Please elaborate so we can answer your question. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. So if you have someone for a specific role, and then when you're filming, do you move actors, actresses around because it turns out that role doesn't fit the actor originally acting out that role?
No, I don't move them because, well, I don't know about other directors, but I don't move them because then I give them the script and that's what they have to study. So if I switch them around, it just makes it harder on me. So an example is I will get it out of you. I will get that emotion, that line, I will get it out of you. It's no matter like what. For example, with the lead actress, y'all, I needed a specific emotion and expression out of her, and I couldn't get it. And I just told my cameraman, I'm sorry, my cameraman, but I told him, keep rolling, keep recording. We hit 5 minutes and she still couldn't get it. I was like, nope, you're gonna stay there until I get it out of you. We went to 8, almost 9 minutes. I finally got it out of her. Then I called cut. Like, I will pull it out of you no matter what method I choose.
Must be those crying scenes. Most people can't cry on demand.
Ooh, this one's a good question. Have there been a time when you deny an act on a particular scene? How do you work around a situation where the actor might not feel feel comfortable to do a certain act?
That's a good question.
I'm not sure about other actors or actresses, but I usually have boundaries. I do set my boundaries pretty clear. When I say no, no usually means no to me. So it's really easy for me to deny like an act or scene because on day take I already like do a full investigation on it. Like, what's the storyline? What's my role? What am I wearing? What do you expect out of me? Like, am I gonna kiss or this or that? Like, I do a full FBI on it.
Yeah.
Do you think if
Go ahead.
like an actor you know says no to something, would you be like try to work around that, or do you think
As a director?
yes?
It depends. Because right? Like, I tell them you need to study the script. You have any questions, let me know. I tell them the story, I tell them what they're doing, what they're wearing, and then on the day of, if they say no,
that's a problem.
That's a problem. But then if it's like, if we're standing on a cliff, right, and in China, they'll be like, okay, then we'll work around it.
We'll find a smaller cliff.
Yes. Yes, we'll find a smaller cliff.
So we fall nothing instead of whoa, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Which I don't know if we want to do that. Yinghwa's
well, StacE, you've kind of already mentioned it. Yinghua asked, so who would we message to try out for acting? I think you kind of already mentioned that, to just follow and keep an eye out for when there's a casting and be available.
Yep,
right?
you just you just follow not all of them, but if you want to, you can too. You can follow all of the directors and the camera people or photographers. We have a Facebook page for Hmong models and actors, photographers. You can post yourself in there, say you're interested. We'll always keep you guys on standby, especially new faces. And you can message me.
So talk about that page for a quick second. I don't think I've ever even heard of that page.
We have a Hmong photographers, models, and actors group. You could type in it will pop up. There's a lot of us in there. There's also I think Daniel Lee from Los Angeles. He also made like a Hmong Actors Guild page too. You can type up, or you can Yinghua. You can even message me. I'll add you into the group. I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, if you just message us, we'll keep you on standby because we're always looking for new faces. Even if you're not going to be filming for me, when like let's say Super Sing or even Dan message me, shape more actors, we'll pass you around. Your name is gonna go around all of us.
Yeah. There you go. I think that's a really good thing to know. If most of you who are tuning in, if you didn't know that there are Facebook pages where we've got lots of directors in those Facebook pages that are constantly looking for people to cast, go join them. Go ahead.
So we have another question. If you were to do a song or short film about the Hmong community, what categories would you tackle?
So my main platform, that is I'm Madame StacE. Okay, my main platform is domestic violence awareness. So my very first short film that I produced, it's called Los Noj Hmo, and that revolved around the differences of the generations, where they don't respect their mom and their oldest brother just because they believe they're educated. And then my second film, I tackled, there's this one, I think last year, there's like these 2 to 3 months where exponentially in the Hmong community, like we peaked with homicides and murder suicides.
Yeah.
So I did Ikosu One More Shot with Gideon Zhang and Annie Moore, and that tackled alcohol, binge drinking, domestic violence, where the husband, he's so stressed that he goes out drinking, he drinks too much, he comes up and he blacks out, ends up killing his wife. I tackle dark categories.
I love
Yeah.
that. It's dark, but it's so meaningful and so needed in our community, because those are topics that you know, 被起说他错了, right? And even for our platform, we try to talk about those tough topics where it is dark and it's uncomfortable, but we have to address it, so I love it.
And something that's
meaningful.
Just not about love, I think that's like finding ways to express content that people can see, because I think we can talk about it all day, but sometimes when people see it too, it brings something else for them to think about. Oh, wow, you have a lot of questions today.
I know.
Have you ever had any issues with work ethics or any challenges in the cast?
Yeah. Yeah. I think most of it it's usually scheduling, or like on the day of J
Yeah.
or sometimes when they come they don't study the script, or it's just like these little small things that we have to work around.
Yeah. I mean, I think like as directors and stuff, I think you guys do so much, and the work itself is so meaningful to you. And I think as like the actors and actresses and stuff, everyone should really try their best to bring their A game, because it's time and time you can't.
Well, and I think too, some of these projects are like unpaid. At least some of the ones I've heard of, right? So I feel like sometimes when people when the projects are unpaid and the people aren't serious, then it makes it complicated, right? Because then you're not a priority. Because all of a sudden they are too hungover and they're like super late, or they don't show up, or something happens. They're just like, oh well, I'm not getting paid anyway, so I just can't make it, right? So
yeah. I didn't say it. She go to high, okay, but yeah, that's a really big thing.
I know, girl.
Because most of it, because we really love it, we enjoy it, it's a passion, and we like to put our platforms out there, like like my dark stories, like we like to put it out there because it's not something that's easy to talk about until people see it. So most of the time when it's like volunteer work, then and then they waste our time, and then they waste all the other cast time, and then on the day next time your cast
yeah. Which I think is also another really good reason why for all the people watching and just anyone in general, it's so important to support the smaller projects, because we have to keep in mind that they either are on a budget or have zero budget. And it's all based on people who are very passionate about the work, and just really supporting and kind of like what Callie and I were saying at the beginning of the show, like sharing and liking and following. Those are all free things you guys can do. And with social media platforms now, right? If they share their short story onto their page and you share it, like that gives it more exposure, and hopefully they land something, So I think just continuing to do those free things makes a huge difference.
Okay, so Jeffrey has another question. Do you feel like if you could go back to any of the short films in all your history, which one do you think you feel like you could have improved on or have done better if you've ever thought of it?
No, I don't think I will go back and like fix myself in any of the films, because each character is so different for each storyline. So I believe that when I was in that particular film, my current experience for that film 这应进门的是吗？
I love that. Oh, hey, we have someone from Vietnam.
Hello.
Okay. So Chang asked, do you guys pay travel fee for people out of state?
That depends on the budget. If it's a no budget, then most of the time, benji ask nearly okay. Unless like I do reach out and then I tell you straight up that it's no budget. Then you come your own will, your own free will. If anything, we'll probably like ask for like fund for sponsors or fundraise or like if like probably like yeah, I'll pay for like your gas or your air ticket.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we have 2 more questions. What is a project you would love to create in the future?
I have a project that it's been in my head for a while, but it's not. I didn't put it to life yet because Tia cho cast nhìn nhau nè. Thôi tôi cần tới tôi cast Jay. Oh yo, tôi nói有几了. Oh yo, tôi nói有半年了. Oh yo, tôi nói okay, like weight's not an issue, okay, but it's just oh yo, 你 gain weight Jay, 你去搞我 ha, you know,
Yeah.
你 gain weight 你去搞我 Jay. And then when we finally get them together, Jay, oh I know that you're interested. Oh, this one's stuck in like 3 projects. Like, oh okay, but a project that I would love to try to bring to life next year is the project that I was trying to bring to life this year. Next year, I want to work around drugs because I feel like it's recreational use, but it's starting to become an issue now. So I do want to do one around drugs. Gusa mu SKT Kilium Shani Buka Muni Jango Kanong using.
That's really cool. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully you can definitely, like do
We
that
look
next
forward
year.
to it.
We would
Mhm.
love to like have you on to talk about it too. So, okay,
Mhm.
last question, and then we're gonna ask you a question that somebody asked in a post.
Mhm.
Have you considered submitting your work in an accredited film festival?
No, because I feel like Tokamonu, when you put them into film festivals, you have to keep it a secret for such a long time. And because my platform, my audience is directly targeted to the Hmong community. So I feel like if I put it into film festivals, then it's nice to like get awards and stuff like that. But my audience is the Hmong community. I want to speak to the Hmong community. That's the change. Like I want to start within like my own community. So for now, no, I don't think I'm going to put them in film festivals because I want it to be free. I want us to watch it like my other films. I didn't know this until one of the college students told me that they are passing it around the colleges because it's raising awareness for domestic violence. So for now, no film festivals.
Love that.
Yeah. All right. So if you are trying to ask a question, we are ending your question session here because we are running up on the hour and we've got one last question. So Callie, I will let you ask that.
Okay, so this was from when we did the post. So Lisa Vang asked, what or who inspired you to become a realtor?
I feel like it's something that Gustavo, like I always wanted to have the financial stability, but it's something that it's like what they say, the rich only gets richer. They don't want to teach you until I was with a guy that was a realtor. And then he kind of showed me the ropes. And that's when I was like, oh, like I want to learn that too. I want to be stable. I want to live that life too. So that's how I came into being a realtor. And y'all, it's not easy, okay?
Yeah, definitely. And you should join Hmong Hustlers. I don't know if you're familiar with our group,
Oh
but
yeah.
they are very giving with information, and I think I've been really impressed with just like how much like the folks really try to help and shibana, so that's been really cool to see in there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Well, how do people connect with you? Like your pages, and can they friend you on your personal? Like how should they reach you if they want to connect?
Just follow me on my Facebook, Madame StacE, my public page. If Nila Aggle call personal page, okay? Because I post a lot of dumb stuff, so just follow me on my public page.
Love it. Well, we are so excited. I think, like we're super excited that, you are the only female director, which is honestly like just really cool. A mom, daughter, just, a fellow Hmong sister. And so thank you so much for doing what you do and continuing to shine a light on topics that are important, and, really just embracing those tough things. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. Any last comments before we go?
Thanks for having me. Keep an eye out for casting calls, okay?
Yes, love it. Okay, thank you everyone for being on with us tonight, and for all the stars. I think Soar, you sent us a whole bunch of stars, and we don't do refunds, so thank you for those stars. But again, thank you everyone for being with us. And Maiyia's third album is launching on Thanksgiving, and so watch out for those. Watch out for the directors that we have had on already. Super excited to watch all of those music videos and short films. And then tomorrow we're going to have Dan Yang, another fellow director, on as well. So please join us for that tomorrow at 7 p.m. And of course, here at All That Talk, we believe that conversations drive change, and change starts with you. Have a good night.